As April comes to an end, here are top 10 altcoins to buy in May. Number 1, DOT. From a macro perspective, it has been trading within this big range and we are currently rejecting the lower bound of it. It's a massive support because previously, after rejecting the 3.54, DOT has surged multiple times by over 200%, and I'm expecting almost the same cycle after rejecting this time the 4 round number. I'm expecting a movement towards the 10 round number, but of course on daily time frame we are still overall bearish. DOT has been making lower highs and lower lows. For the bulls to take over and shift the momentum in their favor, a break above the last major high at 4.85 will be needed, which would be exactly just like this. We broke it upward and we surged by over 200%. I'm expecting almost the same thing. Meanwhile, from a shorter term perspective, as we retest the 3.5, we'll be looking for new short-term longs targeting the 4.7, 4.8. Next, we've got GFAL. On weekly time frame, it's retesting its all-time low around the 0.005. As long as this level holds, we'll be looking for longs targeting the 0.015. On daily time frame, for the bulls to take over and shift the momentum in their favor, a break above the last major high around the 0.007 will be needed. Meanwhile, GFAL will remain overall bearish and more downside would be expected, especially if you break below the 0.005 previous low, all-time low, and structure. Next, rare. Weekly time frame also around a very strong support zone, 0.05 round number. If you break it downward, more pain would be expected. But as long as it holds, we'll be expecting a movement towards the 0.15 round number. And then of course the second target around the 0.2. Daily time frame, we are also overall bearish, trading within this big falling wedge, and we are currently trading within the smaller range, which would be in a bigger range from weekly time frame. On H4, we have been bullish from a short-term perspective, trading within this rising channel. As we approach the lower bound of it, we'll be looking for longs, short-term longs of course, targeting the 0.075. Medium term, for the bulls to take over and push towards the 0.1 round number, which lines up perfectly with the upper bound of this falling wedge from daily time frame. A break above the 0.076 will be needed. Next, Vana. Daily time frame, a very strong round number, 5 round number. As we retest it, we'll be looking for new short-term longs. And meanwhile, we are rejecting this previous major high at 6.5. If you break it upward, we'll be expecting a continuation towards the 9, 10 round number, which is a very strong resistance zone. As you clearly see previously, it has been acting as support, currently acting as a resistance zone. If you break it higher, upward, from a macro perspective, we'll be expecting a rising bullish channel, a long-term bullish trend towards the 20 as a first target, and then the 30, 35 as a second and third target. OP. Weekly time frame, if you zoom a little bit out, it's retesting a very strong round number, also the 0.5, just like two previous altcoins. Now it's in the making of a correction towards the 1.12 round number. If you break it higher, we'll be expecting a movement towards the 2 round number. But let's take it step by step. It's currently around the lower bound of this falling channel in orange, falling channel in red. It has been just broken upward. Currently, the bulls already took over from a medium-term perspective. As we retested, we'll be looking for a continuation targeting the 1.12. H4 time frame, you can see the shift in momentum in action. After breaking above this previous high and the upper trend line, OP shifted the momentum from bearish to bullish, and we are currently trading within this rising channel, as you can see in orange. As long as the lower trend line in orange holds, I'll be looking for longs targeting the 1 round number. And of course, in parallel, if you break this channel downward, we'll be expecting a deeper correction towards the 0.5, where we'll be looking for new short-term longs. Next, 1. From weekly time frame, it's around a very strong support zone, the 0.01 round number. Previously got rejected multiple times and surged by over 400 and even 450%, as you can see from 0.01 towards the 0.04 or even 0.045. Now, we rejected the lower bound of it. Daily time frame, we broke above this previous major high, which is also visible on H4 time frame. And currently, I'm waiting for a full daily candle close above this accumulation phase, just like previously. Accumulation phase got broken upward, the mock-up phase started. Now I'm waiting for this full daily candle close above this area. In this case, I'll be expecting a full mock-up phase towards the 0.027 as a first target, and then the 0.045, 0.047 range as a second target. And of course, in parallel, if we retest this lower band of this accumulation phase around the 0.01 again, we'll be looking for new short-term longs. Next, Sui, one of the best performers last week, one of the most gainers for last week. However, it's currently rejecting a very strong resistance and structure. Yes, we broke above the 3-round number and 3.5 even. However, as you see, it's very visible that the bears are pushing. They are not letting the bulls push any higher. But H4 time frame, this is a very strong structure. Previous high, demand zone. So if you push towards it, we'll be looking, of course, for new trends following longs. But for the bears to take over and start the correction phase, a break below this major low, which is also visible on H1 time frame, if you break it downward and below the 3.3, we'll be expecting a correction towards the 2.9 or even 3-round number, where we'll be looking for new short-term longs, and which would be extended to become a long-term bullish movement if you break back above the 3.5. Meanwhile, as long as we don't break below the 3.3, so we can still push higher, and if you break above this high, it will be confirming the next bullish wave. Next, AERO. Weekly time frame rejected the 0.5. We just broke above it this week. On daily time frame, we've broken above this last major high, so momentum already has been shifted from bearish to bullish. We've got our first high, higher high, and higher low. As long as this 0.5 holds, we'll be looking for trend following longs targeting the 1-round number. We can see it even better on H4 time frame. We've got this rising trend line acting as a support. If we retest it and retest the 0.5, it will be an amazing area to be looking for trend following longs. Next, APT. On weekly time frame, if you zoom a little bit in, you can see a very similar chart, just like one and the previous altcoins we went over. A very strong support zone. The 5-round number, as you see, 5 and 0.5 and 0.005 are mentioned multiple times this session. Support zone got rejected multiple times and surged from here by over 200 or even 300%. 15, 18 were the targets for the previous cycles. But for now, we're around the lower band. That's why we are looking for longs targeting the 9 to 10 resistance zone as a first target. Daily time frame, the bulls already took over by breaking above this high and also the 5-round number. As long as the 5-round number holds, we'll be looking for trend following longs. And as mentioned previously, the first target would be between the 9 and 10 round number. H4 time frame, just like the previous altcoins, we have been overall bullish, making higher lows and higher highs, trading within this rising channel as you can see in orange. As we retest the 5, we'll be looking for trend following longs, and APT will remain bullish as long as the 5 holds. If we break below the 5, we'll be expecting a movement towards the 4-round number. Last but not least, altcoin to buy in May number 10 is Qtum. Weekly time frame, just like the previous altcoins, around a very strong support zone. It's the lower bound of this big range between 1.7 and 2. It's a very strong support zone, and as you clearly see, it's almost the shape of an inverse head and shoulders. If you zoom a little bit into the daily time frame, you can see it in action. That's our head, left shoulder, and the right shoulder is forming right there. As we retest this area, the 2-round number, it will be forming the right shoulder, so we can be looking for short-term longs targeting the 2.47. However, for the bulls to take over from a macro perspective and push all the way towards the 5.5, 5.7, a break above the 2.45 neckline will be needed. Once you break it upward, you can look for trend following longs on every bearish correction. This would be a dip targeting or looking for an impulse movement targeting the next bullish wave. That's it for this weekly overview. Hope you like it, and let me know if you are currently holding any altcoin from this list and or you are planning to buy any altcoin, and I would be happy to do it. I'll see you hopefully next time.